a recording. And then, yeah, solid waste management may be defined as the discipline associated with the control of generation, storage, collection, transfer, and transport, processing, and disposal of waste in the manner that is accord with the best principles of a public health, economics, engineering, and conservation. Okay, so each of the point how we can create a discipline among the society to control the solid waste generation rate, how to store it, how to collect it, how to transport it, and what processes are need to be done before the disposal, and that we have explained discussed in the yesterday's last lecture. Okay, so then I am sorry that I forgot to find out that metric ton conversion, from conversion ton to metric ton. Okay, so this is the typical municipal solid waste generation rate. And the typical municipal solid waste generation rate is around 0.45 kg per person per day. This is for the developing countries. Then it will be different for the developed countries. We Indian are the are being considered still as a developing country. So we are going to study only that factor. Okay, in the developed country, again, as per the standard and as per the economical condition, the rate of generation will change. Then the next point we have studied is the solid waste definition or the classifications. It is classified first in the two types, that is homogeneous and heterogeneous. Homogeneous is nothing but the same characteristics at all for the entire waste, and heterogeneous, it will absorb the observe the different types of characteristics. Is it? That is nothing but the heterogeneous. Then the source-based classification we saw in that first type is the domestic, whatever the waste generating from the day-to-day activity of human being are considered under the domestic. Then commercial waste, offices, shops, restaurants, hotels, motels, etc., or stores, from where whatever type of solid waste is generating can be considered under the commercial waste. Then institutional includes the universities, schools, hospitals, research institutions, etc. Then the municipal waste resulting from the municipal activities and services, whatever the waste from street sweeping, dead animals, or such type of waste can be considered as the municipal waste. Okay, then later on we saw next type we saw that sorry, a second, I went ahead. Next the first so this is the source based classification, from where the solid is getting generated as per the source characteristics changes. And in that, first one domestic, second one commercial, institutional, municipal, and then industrial waste, and then agricultural waste. As per the source, the we can categorize it is that type of solid waste, and as per source, the characteristics of that particular waste will change. Then the next time we have discussed, that is the types of solid waste. In the types of solid waste, so first we saw type-based classification. Type-based classification, first is the garbage, or simply I can say, again I will repeat, it is a putrescible waste. It will be decomposed or decompose due to organisms. Is it naturally getting decomposed? It is called as the putrescible. But while decomposing, it will generate odd smell, odor, attracts flies, etc. Okay, that is the issue with this garbage. Then ashes and residues. Why need to study all these classifications? As per the classification, we can understand their properties, and after once understanding the properties, we can provide the proper treatment to the waste. Okay, then ashes and residues. Residues from burning of wood, coal, and other combustible material. fine powdery residues, cinders and clinkers mixed with small pieces of glass. Okay, whatever the burned material, and that byproduct will be considered as a ashes, and that we can use as a filler in a clinkers or the soil, in a soil or in a cement also we can use as a filler material. Next type one is rubbish, the waste which is non-putrescible, simply we can say the waste which is not putrescible, but identified generating from the municipal area. It can be considered as the rubbish waste which is non-putrescible. And again, it will be classified into two types, that is combustible and non-combustible. Under combustible, paper, cardboard, wood, boxes, plastic, cloth, grass, etc. And under non-combustible, glass and the metal or the crockery, stones, bricks, etc. will come under the non-combustible type of rubbish solid waste. Then the street sweeping, during street sweeping, varieties of solid waste may be identified and it will be collected. Okay, then it will be animal dropping, it will be dirt, leaves, etc. Anything will be there. Okay, we cannot predict what will be there and what not will be. Then the next type is hazardous waste. Hazardous waste, usually the containers of solvents, paints, pesticides, biomedical waste generating from the hospitals. Is it? Then the explosive material, toxic elements, radioactive material generating specific from the specific industries, that will be the hazardous waste. And for handling the hazardous waste, there are these different rules. And for the normal solid waste handling, will be the different rules. Okay, because hazardous waste directly impacts upon the human health. Then the sewage waste, solid byproducts of this treatment of treatment plant, wastewater treatment plant. During the wastewater treatment process or the water treatment process, the solid particles are going to be generated as a byproduct, and that can be identified as a solid sewage waste. Then dead animals. These are the different types of solid waste. I hope you have written everything and you will be able to see in a one short in your notebook, as it is not possible on this slide. Then the construction and demolition waste, that will also be very huge material and usually non-degradable type of waste. Then the bulky waste, we have discussed a lot about the bulky waste also. Whatever the large products which cannot be uh, accumulated by the regular household dustbin, that are the bulky waste. Okay, so this much part we have studied in the last lecture itself. So start the remaining or the next part of the same chapter. Okay. Okay, classification of municipal solid waste. Until now, we have discussed about the solid waste. It was broad, is it? Now it is getting specified specifically for the municipal solid waste. From the municipal activities, whatever the solid waste is generating, that will be identified as a municipal solid waste. Okay. Now we'll see how the municipal solid waste is getting classified. Based on decomposability, it is dividing into non-decomposable and decomposable type of solid waste. Non-decomposable in the sense, there will not be the degradation by the microorganisms. Is it in an artificial manner or in a natural way? That is can be considered as a non-decomposable. Manje, that may get burned or may not get burned. That will be the difference in the issue, but it will not be getting decomposed or degraded by the microorganisms. Then decomposable waste is the degradation can be performed with the help of controlled degradation or uncontrolled degradation will be performed with the help of microorganisms. Is it? That is the decomposable waste. Under the decomposable waste, we can go for the controlled decomposition. Why should go for the controlled decomposition? Though you are controlling or not controlling is not the issue with respect to decomposition. It will decompose. Maybe their rate of decomposition will change, but it will decompose. And when it is decomposing, it will release the odorable gases. It will release the odorable gases, which is going to be contribute for the air pollution. Also, it will create the unhealthy environment by releasing the odorable gases, attracting the flies, attracting the mosquitoes, attracting the rats towards it, converting into the unhygienic environment. So better to go for the controlled decomposition of such material, so which will help us to give us as a byproducts, good byproducts in the form of fuel or energy, or sometimes in the form of manure. So one of the example is mentioned over here in the display, that is biogas generation. In a controlled condition, you can decompose the decomposable waste. After decomposition, it will generate the gas, and that gas is known as the biogas. Along with the biogas, it will also generate the byproduct as a manure, and which manure will be rich in nutrients, and we can use as a filler or as a fertilizer for the industry. That is the decomposable type of waste. Okay. Then based on the combustibility, again, based on combustibility, it will classify into combustible waste and non-combustible waste. Okay. Combustible waste is useful from energy point of view. Here it is written. समजा साधी लाकडं आहेत आपण सरपण म्हणून ज्याचा वापर करतो, that is also combustible waste. But when we are burning it, we are getting energy in the form of heat, and we can prepare our food on that heat, is it? So that way it can be utilized, combustible type of waste. Then the non-combustible waste is also there, which is not going to be combust, or simply we can say metals, glass, etc. Okay. Then classification of municipal solid waste. Actually, I have written here, but I have explained everything over there. So I request you to write this slide first, and then I will go to the next point. Have you finished? Shall we go to the next point? Shall we move? I hope it might have been finished. I will move forward. Classification of municipal solid waste, whatever I explained in the earlier slide, is written over here. You directly can copy that. Biodegradable waste means what? Mainly organic, those banana, sawdust, and water hygiene dumped within the municipal environment. Bulk of waste generated. Where non-biodegradable waste is includes the polythene bags, plastic products, pesticide residues, process waste, highly inflammable and volatile substances, furniture, abandoned vehicles, used tires, is it, etc. I think you are imagining, you are able to imagine what I am saying. Is it? So such types of identified in a municipal solid waste. Is it? Do you able to connect here? Non-decomposable and decomposable. Whatever is mentioned here, biodegradable waste is the decomposable. Non-biodegradable waste is the non-decomposable waste. Okay, shall we move forward? No, nothing message is receiving to me. Okay, I will move. Characteristics of waste. Now we are going to understand. Are you able to link where from the waste? What is the solid waste? First we see. Then what is mean by solid waste management in short we studied. Then what are the different sources? What are the different types of solid waste? That much part we have studied. Now it's a time to understand its properties. Okay. So characteristics of the solid waste. These are physical characteristics, composition, density, and moisture content. In that characteristics, physical properties of municipal solid waste. These properties are important to estimate volume or weight of waste for transportation, disposal, or processing. Is it? आता तुम्हाला जर क्वांटिटी माहित असेल त्याची वेट माहित असेल किंवा व्हॉल्यूम माहित असेल तर you can manage transportation or disposable process. So you should know the first physical characteristic of municipal solid waste, and that is what's its volume, how much weight heavy it is it? And then you can plan for the transportation, disposal, and processing subsequently. Then what is the specific weight or density of the solid waste? Then moisture content. What is the particle size and size distribution? Then permeability on hydraulic conductivity. So these are the fundamental characteristics you need to study as a physical properties of municipal solid waste before taking decision where to dispose the solid waste and how to transport the solid waste. Okay, so please write down this. Have you done? Okay, then now we'll see the chemical characteristics of municipal solid waste. First of all, we need to do its approximate analysis. What are the parameters included under the proximate analysis of municipal solid waste? And these are nothing but the what is the moisture content, what are the volatilities, then how much ash will be converted and fixed carbon present into the solid waste. These properties we need to understand as a proximate analysis of the municipal solid waste. Why need to understand these properties? Moisture content. It will help you to take decision whether you need to send it for the decomposition or whether you need to send it for the burning or drying purpose. Is it? Then the volatiles. How much amount of volatile materials are present over there? Accordingly, you can decide what will be the final volume of solid waste. So that's why this second parameter you need to understand. And ash and fixed carbons. Okay, how much is going to be reduced then when if it is burned, that will be understood through these properties. Then the fusing point of ash, is it? Then the ultimate analysis, you need to do the ultimate analysis to understand what is the ratio of carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen in a solid waste. Accordingly, you can decide how much amount of gases, which type of gases are going to be emitted into the atmosphere during the burning or decomposition of that particular solid waste. Is it? Then the energy content, heating value. Suppose we'll take two different gases to make you explain, to make you understand about the heating value. You know, biogas, its a heating value is less. Why its a heating value is less? Because its a calorific value is less. Why its a calorific value is less? Because the component which is getting burned as a gas is less into the biogas. Means, in a simple language, I would like to tell you, biogas is a composition of methane, carbon dioxide, then H2S, and some quantity of water vapors. So water vapors are not going to be burned. H2S is not getting burned. Then carbon dioxide is also not getting burned. Rather, the carbon dioxide will hate the burning or control the burning. Is it? And then the next one is remain as the CH4, which is getting, which is only the burning gas. And the amount of CH4 or the methane present into the biogas is in the range of 60 to 65%. Means around 30 to 35% are the impurities present into the biogas, and hence its a burning capacity is less. Whereas we will compare that gas with the LPG gas, which we are using for preparation of food on regular basis. In the LPG, whatever the burning gases are available, these are 100% available, because whatever the impurities present into that has been removed by filtering media or by performing some processes on the same. And that's why it's a burning capacity is more, and it's a heating value is great. So accordingly, so this as a chemical characteristic of the municipal solid waste, you need to understand to take decision in respect of treatment or in respect of disposal of solid waste. Okay. Then the next one is the leaching properties. Leaching properties in the sense, I will read that first sentence and then I will explain. Applicable to hazardous waste fraction in municipal solid waste, permeability in soil. Leaching practices means what? Leaching properties in the sense, when you are, it is the decomposable type of waste, and you are spreading some liquid quantity. So how much quantity of liquid waste is getting generated as a byproduct during decomposition is the leaching property. जर leaching property जास्त असेल त्याची, म्हणजे जास्त प्रमाणात लिक्विड वेस्ट जनरेट होत असेल तर यू नीड टू प्लॅन फॉर द लिक्विड वेस्ट ट्रीटमेंट, अँड इफ इट इज लेस then you don't need to go for the plan for the treatment of liquid waste. Okay, so that way you need to understand this last property also as a chemical characteristic of municipal solid waste. Okay, then the next one, the next point we are going to study, that is the functional outline of solid waste management. So whatever we have studied, that is what included. Actually, I forgot to add some arrows over here. Okay, this is the complete figure now. The waste generation, okay, and from the source, it will be collection, Then waste handling, आता ते source वरती जिथं generate होतंय तिथंच waste handling, separation, storage and processing at the source can be performed. This will be one of the effective method. Then it will be collected, waste collection. Then after collection, either it will go directly, it will be transported towards the waste disposal spot, or it will be perform the separation, processing and transportation. Is it separation in the sense degradable, non-degradable, recyclable, reusable material will be separated out. Then processing, according to the characteristic, we can perform the processes and then transport towards the waste disposable, or directly from waste collection to waste disposal spot will be sent it. And this transportation and transfer and transport and separation, processing and transportation are interrelated one. Either you can go for this way or you can go for this way, is it? So this is the functional outline. I think actually here I have shown in a diagrammatic form, but explained everything while completing earlier part. And whenever you are having problem, you can ask me. Otherwise, you draw this flow chart. Okay, now after the completion of this, our current session will get end up. And once the session is getting end up, I will request you to watch the video what I have shared for the next part, that is the treatment of solid waste. Okay, I have shared that. Then you can watch that video. And then it is of 20 minutes video. So now 2 more minutes I will give you. It's almost what time? 4:37. At 1:40 I will relieve you. You can go and watch that video. It is of 20 minutes, and the rejoin then at 1:50. No, 2 p.m. Simply at 2 p.m. you can get connected to the Zoom. Okay, till that time you can watch the video. Okay, those who have finished this diagram, they can get connected with the videos and rejoin at 2 p.m.